The Department of Justice has finally sued Google. And that's good. It's a good thing. There's not much to report except they filed the lawsuit, except to say that it's about, at least 4 years too late, maybe like 8, 12. I don't know how many years too late to say that it is. But it's a good thing, finally, legal action coming out of the Department of Justice and going after Google. And the argument of it is it's an antitrust suit. And so they are talking about, because Google is, essentially the gatekeeper to the internet, how pretty much if people say, hey, what about such and such restaurant? What do you guys know about it? Everyone says, I don't never heard of it. I'll Google it. We actually use the noun, the name of the organization, as the verb. I'll Google it. There are plenty of other great search engines, but Google owns the search engine to the internet. I mean, virtually everyone goes there. The stats are in this article. I mean, overwhelmingly, people use Google. And the basic argument of this lawsuit, filed, by the way, Republican attorney generals of Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, South Carolina, and the great state of Texas, have signed on to this. And it's basically challenging Google in federal court as basically constituting a monopoly, and therefore urging the DOJ is going to urge that it be considered a monopoly, and then once it gets, if that fact is established in this litigation, that Google meets the standard for monopoly, then the government has various remedies, obviously the biggest one being breaking it up. It couldn't come soon enough, couldn't come fast enough. There needs to be a removal of any protections of liability against Google and all the other online players. There needs to be a determination by the American people, by our government, that we're not going to have our entire First Amendment protection, freedom to learn things, freedom to read, freedom to get access to information, cannot be controlled by a left-wing organization that pretty much dedicates its efforts politically to shut down conservatives, to even shut down the President of the United States, to shut down conservatives as they try to participate in the American political conversation. I don't know if DOJ can possibly fast track this litigation or if the courts will allow that, but it cannot come soon enough that Google gets broken up. I know people have been saying, well, we could probably just have an alternative to Google. We don't have to go this route. And yes, in the perfect world, utopian world, there'd be some, and there are alternatives out there for Twitter and Google and Facebook, for all of them, for YouTube. There are alternatives out there, and they're working to get started. And I urge you to learn about them and to subscribe to all of them. But this is a step. This is a message from the Department of Justice. They're not going to let Google continue to hold the monopoly on access for the American people to the information they seek. It's a great thing, long time coming, and I hope it can be fast-tracked and be very successful.